just speaking on that Big Daddy narrative, you're absolutely right. And the thing there's two things that hurt the Big Daddy narrative. To your point, nobody talked about Big Daddy with reverence. So he wasn't respected. So they didn't carry that respect or that reverence for that man and what he did, what he provided and provided. Just we didn't even talk about the protection, provided for that family, for those generations of families. And then we had our mothers would have seen Big Daddy. Our mothers and grandmothers would have seen, our mothers would have seen Big Daddy get taken care of by Big Mama. Mm-hmm. Like I saw my stepdad getting taken care of by my mom, where I, as a young boy, said, wow, that's the way it's supposed to be. A young girl may see that and say, she doing too much for him.
Side note. It's the reason I don't do disclaimers.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't do disclaimers, and it popped in my head when you said it, because I know somebody is gonna watch this, and what you just said, the girl said, "Oh, she's doing too much," or, "Well, not everybody's like this," as if everybody's like anything.
Right.
Here's why I don't do disclaimers. Was there a disclaimer in the beginning of The Color Purple to say that all black men aren't like Mr.?
Ooh. Wait and exhale.
So we didn't need a disclaimer? Wait and exhale for she burnt the BMW up? Not all black women will a torch set fire to your car. So disclaimers are projections. So I'm going to anticipate, right, your reaction, and I'm going to soothe you ahead of time. No, I want you to feel the conversation. I want you to feel everything, and then we can have a discussion. So I don't do disclaimers. I don't water down what I say. What I told earlier, weaker than Circus Lemonade. I don't water it down, right? And then we can talk, right? Bring your full self to the conversation, and I'm gonna bring my full self, and let's really hash it out, right? Let everybody stand on their square and be heard.
Yeah. And with that erasure of Big Daddy, you get generations that don't really know, understand that relationship between those two people. Mm-hmm. They don't understand the give and take between those two people. Don't understand the agreements between those two people. Mm-hmm. Don't understand the advantages that Big Mama got from the protection and the provisions of Big Daddy, right? Like you said, Big Mama's the only one left.
They was in a full relationship.
And
what we tend to do is take bits and pieces of what we saw, or try to create a narrative, again, to soothe ourselves about their relationship. Only those two people know the depth and fullness of that relationship, okay? So you're just seeing a piece of an elephant.
Right.
And trying to describe it. Right? Instead of appreciating what commitment looks like. Instead of appreciating what hard work and dedication looks like. Instead of appreciating what a real relationships look like between human beings, because it's not perfect, right? I trip off of people that's look, I can only listen to perfection.
Wow.
So if you can only listen to perfection,
right?
You say something, well, look at you did this, and oh, look at that person. So you mean they're human? If you can only listen to perfection, then you can't even listen to yourself. You can't sit and meditate and listen to your own spirit, because you're not perfect. So by your standards, only Jesus could take the wheel. Right? And listen, I've been on this planet, I'm a few years short of 50, and he ain't hopped in the passenger seat for me yet. I'll drive in the car. So if that's the only person that you can listen to, and then here's what we do, then we manipulate even the stuff that's in that book,
Man.
to suit ourselves.
Man.
Right? So the person that you listening to isn't perfect, which is you, and you the biggest liar in your own damn life.
Lying to the person in the mirror.
So we typically go with data and statistics, and we don't have any for this on purpose, but I did an informal survey. Ladies, and I rarely give ladies any advice. I believe it's men, it's inside out, it's an inside job. But ladies, 100% of your single friends are single.
I think that's some pretty solid data.
Yeah, and I had to go to the Pew Center for that one. And I've noticed something in my life, and I don't know if you have. When guys see their boy that has a really good woman, guys are the first ones to be like, hey man, don't mess that up. No, you got a good one. Mm-hmm. I don't see women do that. And maybe I missed it. Maybe there's gonna be comments and a woman will say, no, we support each other, but I'm saying as a group,
right.
Okay, again, previous rant. Don't tell me about your Uncle Charlie. What about 80% of us?
Yeah.
What do we do as a people? Are we supportive of relationships? I believe if you go to your girlfriends and talk about your relationship, they will advise you to break up. Your single auntie that's been by herself for 40 years will advise you to break up and take you cat shopping. You'll be at the Sunday brunch with the 8 women with the sundresses and hats.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I can't pull research out of my behind on it, but I've just seen it and I've witnessed it. I've seen it in your relationship. I've seen what people have done to try to tear down your situation. I experienced it in my marriage. What people did to try to tear down our situation, which eventually did get torn down. And it came from places that were so close to me that I would have never thought that it would come from. That I thought were my supporters turned out to be advocates for this type of destruction and failure. Right? And so when we talk of our origins and we talk of our philosophies, these are the things that we talk about. These are things that men experience that we don't say out loud. Right? And we may have conversations amongst us private. You might tell your boy, maybe tell your mama, but it stops right there.
Yep.
On the flip side of it, stuff happens to women, and our women have been taught to be a lot more expressive. They have a bad relationship, they're gonna have to do his picture on CNN. They're gonna be like, don't fuck with Travis. Gonna have his picture up.
That nigga ain't shit.
6 p.m. Travis ain't shit. So, Don Lemon, you know what I'm saying? Don Lemon with his caked on makeup, looking like Rebbie Jackson. Centipede ass nigga.
Impromptu sucker shit. Right? Impromptu sucker shit. So,
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say the last thing we want to hit on that I want to bring up is the narrative of and I know people have it's been out now where Kevin Samuels has broken down he's talking about for men, what do men want, right? What do men want? The narrative is always out there about what women want, and they have their standards, and that's cool. They should. The opposite is also true. Men, we have our standards. We know what we want, right? And it's interesting how he boiled it down to fit, feminine, and cooperative or agreeable, right? Mm-hmm. And which is and a cooperative and agreeable piece. Before, cats would say submission, right? Mm-hmm. And the negative narrative around submission didn't come from guys. right? It came from women, like, oh, you submit, all the negative shit that go in with that. But here's what the conversation that I was having about submission the other day. Like, submission is actually, it's an empowering position. Why? Because if you got a pilot and a co-pilot, the co-pilot still advises the pilot, and he's
number one advisor.
Exactly, the number one advisor, and he takes in all of the information that the co-pilot is giving him and say, listen, storm front here, So when decisions are made, that the co-pilot's words are taken in consideration. It's not like I'm just gonna make a decision despite what you saying and there's some great information coming from there's necessary information coming from the co-pilot that makes this plane fly safely.
Two things on submission. Number one, I've been a father. I've been a father since I was 21 years old. I have 2 children, well, 1 adult. I've submitted to what was best for them since they were born. Submission sometimes is a greater purpose.
Absolutely.
The course of my family, I took serious about breaking certain bad patterns and legacies. I wanted to stop. I wanted to be the last one. And I didn't want to hand it to my son. I submitted to that, and it caused great introspection and huge self-growth.
Yes.
Number 2, there are no more Christian people in the United States than black folks. Submission is a biblical principle. For all y'all good church-going folks on Sundays, stop picking and choosing how you want to be. Submission is, if you're a person of faith, you have to have practiced submission. You submit to the will of God. So why is submission a bad thing? Oh, because God is perfect again. Because Jesus takes the wheel. But I want somebody that loves me through my imperfections, but I can't submit to an imperfect person.
Wow.
Do you see how out of balance you'll be? Do you maybe now realize why you don't have somebody? Biscuit.
Yeah, and on that note, that seems like a good place to wind it down. Thank you, brother, for helping me walk through this conversation and lay this out. We'll get opportunities to weave in more of our origin stories. And I'm pretty sure you get a chance to share yours. Rennie gets a chance to share his.
Rennie's gonna talk about how he became French. Looking like his 6 heartbeat. Hey, let's do shot, brother. Rennie sleeps with a do-rag like Morse Day and Purple Rain. Go ahead.
That's funny.
That's what your ass get for not being here.
That's hilarious. But listen, we got logos is here, Skinny Blacks Lounge. We got gear, merchandise coming, some sweatsuits would be cool, which is crazy because we're going in the summer. But we have some t-shirts and caps too. And so support the channel, and you can support the channel by commenting. Like, this works best when we engage. So your comments gives us opportunities to sharpen, what we're saying, get us an opportunity to clarify what we're saying. So please comment, share, subscribe. Yeah, man. And so until next time.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Before we
Go ahead.
get out of here, I want to be clear about something that's on my spirit. We're transparent. We're not perfect. We're not the oracles sitting around the table with all the answers. We share our life experiences, we do research, we study, we share data. We're about the conversation and the interaction.
Yes.
So if you're looking for the perfect person, you're not in the right space.
Nope.
But if you're looking for human beings that are walking through life and attempting to become their best selves, you're in the right spot.
Yes.
If you are curious as a woman to understand your man or men in general, you're in the right spot.
Yes.
If you're looking for a fight, I'm not gonna fight with you. If you believe it is or it isn't, you're absolutely right. What you will not hear from me is I believe, because I'm not set in anything. I say I think. Occasionally I'll say I feel. I will not say I believe, because I am open to change with new and profound information.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, are you? And if you're not, you're stuck, and you might as well lay down in the dirt and die now. Because what doesn't evolve dies.
Absolutely.
Have you seen the T-Rex walking down Crenshaw lately? They didn't evolve, they died. So we are about upliftment, we're about advancement, and hell yeah, we're gonna have a good time. And I'm gonna crack jokes, I'm funny as hell, okay?
You are funny.
Okay, and then you might get a your mama in the comments. If you say something wrong, I'll be like, your mama, okay? Or loose lip Shirley.
So
Your mama invented the Slurpee before 7-Eleven. They owe her reparations. 7-Eleven owe your mama reparations.
oh my goodness. Hey, listen.